Friday, everybody. Once again, we've made it. Have that, the man.
Yeah. Another week, not alive. Have that, the devil. You'll never take me.
Under our belts it goes.
Yeah. We're going out feet first from the week. We're never going out in cuffs.
Like a shoot.
Yeah, we're never going out in cuffs, Marcus.
Feet first and two-footed.
You'll never take us alive, work week coppers.
Damn right. How you feeling, Pete?
Middling, I'd say.
No, but Pete, how are you? How are you really?
Really? Bit tired, but Pete, I think I'll launch myself with another football ramble with gusto.
How are you in yourself, though?
Oh yeah, terrible. Emotionally.
When people ask those questions, they just want you to say,
they say terrible. Yeah.
All right, fine. I'm bad. There we go. Can we move on?
I never. Whenever I want to say how you doing to someone, I just want it to be the proper British thing. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, fine.
Next.
Yeah,
job's a good one.
Next.
Don't need any
Thanks
truth.
very much.
Easy peasy.
If someone calls me and says, "Can I talk to you about something?" Absolutely, I'm happy to listen. But in a passing interaction in the kitchen at work or in the street, whatever. Fine, thanks.
Yeah.
That's the British way.
Yeah.
That's what got us through the Blitz.
Keep it down. Keep all of the truth down.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Right. Let's talk about some European football that happened last night. Aston Villa 2, Young Boys 1. Donyell Malen scored a brace. He's having a good time.
I like him as a player.
I like him as a man.
I don't know him as a man.
Yeah, that's true. If anything comes out.
Taking a big gamble, that.
Yeah.
What a big gamble.
Is that
Let's look at
big
his
gamble?
Instagram, shall we?
Yeah,
Let's see what he's liked recently.
Right, you do that.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
He's
We
Dutch.
started with praise.
So it could go either way.
We started with praise with
Christian. Good Christian boy.
Is
There
he
we go,
actually?
there we go.
You see, I just knew it.
Marcus can sniff him out.
Yeah.
It's like a gaydar for Christian people.
Oh, Pete has enjoyed that one,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
I'm not enjoying
That
that.
joke was specifically for Pete.
Enjoy
to be
it.
fair, you got the flack for that. I like Donyell Malen as a player. All I was going to say was I was speaking to producer Young Finn. He's not related to Young Boys.
Yeah, but he was a young boy once upon a
He
time.
was, yeah. Still is compared to us. And I was saying, do you think he should play more? And he said, he's a bit streaky, I'm not sure. I actually like him as a player. I think he's done, he's scored, 3 goals in the league this season, 3 goals in the Europa League.
Oh, yeah.
He seems to catch headlines when he starts games, certainly in Europe. I'm just not sure. Given that Ollie Watkins has had his travails.
Yes.
I know Malen can play off the right as well, but to me it feels a bit like he didn't deserve to be treated that way by the Young Boys fans.
Oh, that was poor.
Stop throwing things.
It's like right on the bonds, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
It does kind of catch you by surprise sometimes when Swiss fans...
Particularly the Swiss.
Teams
who should be neutral.
Well, I was going to say, where was that feistiness and fighting spirit during the...
Exactly.
Oh, come on now.
No, listen, he's onto something here.
He's onto something here.
If you are going to be the people who want to look after the goals, you've got to be calm.
Right.
You've got to make calm decisions.
Yeah.
Don't throw the gold at
but don't
people's
give it
heads.
to them.
I'd like to see Swiss fans, when their team scores, just calmly pull out a pen and piece of paper, just write something down.
The time.
Put it back in their top pocket.
Just the time.
Yeah, just the time.
Review the goal.
Yeah. Another piece of chocolate.
I'd be happy for them at the end of the game if they've won to do a Rafa Benitez glasses off into the top pocket.
There you are.
Yeah. I don't think they should be throwing things at a bald man, because if it's the United Strand, that's bouncing off. He's not even going to know about it. Hitting a bald head.
If you throw it at
would
the
be
United
more-
Strand, presumably it would get stuck into it. If it was a
Depends what it
cup.
was. Depends
Yeah, I
what it
guess
was.
so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it was a twig, definitely.
Bald or
Pens.
otherwise, don't throw things at people.
No.
But it was poor. They even ripped out some seats, which I think is totally counterproductive.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
appreciate there's some fans that don't like sitting down.
We get to our age, last 10 minutes, you'll need that.
Exactly, yeah. So at some point you might go, oh, damn, I've chucked it on the pitch, didn't I? and only then will you feel a fool.
I'm going to
Yeah.
sit on cold concrete. I'm going to get piles.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope a lot
Did you
of
get
them
piles at Marseille, by the way?
He was standing in piles.
Thrown out my shoes. I know that much.
That wasn't asked yesterday whether you specifically got piles.
No, I wasn't sat
No,
down.
but you were stood. I tell you what, there's been quite a bit said, hasn't there?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Don't worry, Aston Villa fans. We'll get back to you in a minute.
It was
but-
a moment where there was a crush that was like, right, okay, that could have been nastier.
Could have been bad.
Well, your friend of mine, Jonathan Wilson, was saying that how many times do we see this, particularly in France, where they just can't police stuff?
But that's
He's
always
a
been
Sunderland
review.
man, though, so Pete, be careful what you say about
If you
him.
speak to like the West Ham fans, for example, who obviously did in their kind of successful European tour, they sort of say that the French police, compared to the other places they went, like Spain and Germany, the French
Spanish police can be tasty.
The French police could be a little more heavy-handed than most. The thing for me is like it
Again,
seems
where
to
was
be
that
their,
during the
for me, it upsets me
During the
because
2
the
weeks.
clothing that all of the right police wear, there doesn't seem to be a single sort of costume that they all wear. It's all
Costume.
different.
It's a costume.
It's all different
Marcus,
odds
that
and
might be part of
sods.
the problem. It's a
Some
costume.
people
People aren't taking this serious.
Some people go for the full balaclava. Some people are going for full Legion of Doom kind of like shoulder pads. Some people don't wear shoulder pads. Some have the cricket sort of protectors on their legs. It just seems to be quite like they've just had one big dress-up box and then...
What you're trying to say is do what we do in England and just have minimum wage security people in high-vis jackets.
Yeah, who are very thorough. But
Yeah.
maybe I suppose if you turn up like that, if someone says, dress is your favourite superhero or something like that, you turn up, you're going to want to get involved, aren't you?
Yeah.
I tell you what, you took a picture of the police. There was a man.
There was a man with a beautiful moustache.
It was something else.
Yeah, it was great. I heard the Newcastle United Supporters Association chairman on the radio yesterday saying that this kind of stuff for away games, he said, at least for Newcastle United fans, it happens every time.
But it's really poor. Like, all joking aside, although we must get back to
see such a beautiful stadium as the Marseille one, and to see how good their fans were, because their fans also can't behave themselves outside of the ground. Like the foreign fans have to kind of deal with quite heavy-handed stuff, and it was really sort of stripped down. It's like proper, like backstage brawl at a WrestleMania. And grey concrete.
There'll be
everywhere.
people listening to this going, "Come on, lads! Look, England fans and English fans have blah, blah, blah."
Yeah, long time ago, though, isn't it?
Fine. I think a lot of that. Of course, there is. I mean, there were Palace fans fighting each other in Strasbourg. If you can't find any locals to fight, just fight each other.
When there's nothing left to burn, you must set yourself on fire.
So I understand this, but whatever the reasons, the way those young boys fans were behaving, if that's in a stadium, perhaps in one of the aforementioned countries, the police just go in.
Yes,
and clearly that's not the thing. I mean, the captain of Young Boys, Loris Bento, went over to try and calm them down.
Beautiful looking man.
Well,
I'd listen to him.
Yeah, but Swiss fans can be great. I mean, often in sort of northern and central Europe. I mean, you remember years ago when we wanted to watch Fulham play Basel.
In that run they were brilliant, yeah.
But they were very, very good.
Producer Rory was saying Zurich fans were some of the best he's seen as well. So they're vociferous. I think, you need to be vociferous. I think to support your team, particularly when you're away from home and you want to give them a bit of an atmosphere, but you shouldn't be throwing things at players and you shouldn't be throwing chairs. That's as simple as that.
Chairs are for sitting on.
Yeah.
Maybe they're throwing it just to get Loris Benito over. Because they want to look at him closer.
Maybe. I can forgive it for
Do you
that.
think that's what it was?
I've paid the EasyJet fee to get here.
I'd listen to him.
Well, I mean, the game was stopped 5.5 minutes. But look, it was a good performance from Aston Villa. Controlled. Okay, they only won 2-1, but Young Boys scored very, very late on.
But Young Boys did have one ruled out for a toe offside as well, which was quite a nice move.
Yes.
So it could have been worse for Villa.
Well, I think Villa took their foot off the gas a little bit. They missed a few chances and so on. But they were good value for the win. And I think right now, Villa... We're talking about them in a different way than we were, I don't know, was it 2 or 3 months ago. They've won, 10 of their last 12. They've turned the corner.
They have.
And I remember there were chats about, if you look at Emery's coaching career, then sometimes he finds it difficult on that sort of, third season or fourth season or whatever it is.
But he just doesn't stay at a place that long generally.
Yeah, because it sort of starts to go. But they've arrested it. They're going well.
And what's also interesting about that run you mentioned there is the kind of standout defeat in that run domestically, Marcus, is the game against Liverpool.
Yeah. Which
is quite strange because Liverpool, as we've seen, are there for the taking.
They really are.
And so I was surprised that they were beaten. I mean, they were beaten fairly easily 2-0 at Anfield. And we've seen what's happened before and since for Liverpool, and it's quite surprising. So it could have been even better for them. They could be in second. But look, it's a win, isn't it?
Yeah.
And given Emery's record, given the size of club of Villa and their budget, they need to be getting deep in this competition, and that's another step towards doing so. I mean, it was very nice to see the club not do what you've talked about some of the foreign police do, and Aston Villa sent them a very nice message, the Young Boys fans, didn't they?
Yes,
saying,
they said.
please just calm down.
Please just calm down in German.
Dear guest fans, please keep quiet to avoid further problems. Thank you very much.
Further problems.
Yeah.
Their own further problems
It's very
that they're
British.
presumably enjoying because they've
very
made
British,
them
isn't
further
it?
problems. Yeah.
It could have been more British if he went over to them and said, I'm really sorry.
Cut it out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. That's
Sorry
no worries if not.
Yeah, no worries if
Signed.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries if not.
Sorry, we've scored a second goal.
Yeah.
Bit of sarcasm there.
Yeah.
Well, Aston Villa play Wolves in a West Midlands derby on Sunday. Wolves, of course, are very much there for the taking.
I think they'll get spanked.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've not seen anything from them either before or after the lovely Rob Edwards took over the helm of that particular sinking ship to think they're going to bail themselves out enough to get to harbour.
Yeah. Well, and let's hope those seats are replaced, by the way, because if you're a Royal fan, you're going to go, oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's my I guess it would that still be the away area? Because their allocation would just be the away bit. So
maybe, Peter.
So,
Either or, let's get those seats fixed.
let's get.
I think either way, Pete, we need the seats fixed.
Yeah, but the Wolves, they'd probably like the idea of the Wolves fans sitting on the floor, I would say.
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure Aston Villa are the
They've got to have some spare
are
seats
long in the
somewhere,
tooth enough to know, we are going to have to replace them.
Yeah. Well, they're Wolves, so presumably they could get together some kind of den.
Yeah, little embroidered pillow.
Yeah. Wolves do embroidery, do they? Wolves?
Well, get him in the club shop. Get Harvey Elliott's face on a pillow.
Oh, yeah, featured in Aston Villa's Christmas advert.
Yes.
I saw an Aston Villa fan refer to Harvey Elliott and the Aston Villa Christmas advert as the best performance from him this season.
Very
That is
sad.
fair.
It is sad what's happened
It's
to
sad,
him.
but
Well,
fair.
it's sad. How's it fair?
He's been poor.
Because he's been poor.
Well, he should have come home to Fulham. All would have been
All would
forgiven.
have been forgiven, apart from
but,
that haircut.
But he went to Aston Villa instead. Right, moving on to Nottingham Forest 3, Malmö 0. Forest kept clean sheets in each of their 3 Europa League games under Sean Dyche so far in the campaign. And who said he couldn't take to European football, Peter?
Who said he couldn't get a team scoring goals?
Who
Well,
said that? Well,
That bit was me.
Yeah,
yeah.
we all had our doubts, and maybe we still do. But my goodness, it's going all right.
It's gone very direct. It's going very all right, and I think the clean sheet is the most important thing for Nottingham Forest at this moment in time. I know it was a home win, and the might of the Premier League and all that stuff, but I mean that's a hell of a performance. 3 straight clean sheets.
Doesn't it show you how much football has changed? Because of course, Forest and Malmo played in the European Cup final in '79. Tour of France scored the winner, as many people know, and now the gap between a English top flight team and a Swedish club side is just astronomical in comparison, I thought Forest were good, Marcus. I thought they could have scored more goals. I thought Ryan Yates was outstanding. He could have, it's probably a bit of a stretch to say he could have had a hat-trick, but he certainly could have scored 2. And he's had an amazing career and path. Hasn't he scored in every division now?
Oh, is he one of those?
And in Europe, I think.
Right.
And I think possibly even the National League as well. I have to check
is that right?
Yeah, so he's had an amazing career. But a friend of mine was at the game and said the Malmo fans, continuing this theme we've talked about, apparently the Malmo fans were absolutely brilliant. He said it's the best away end I've ever seen at Forest. And he said at one point they did a 20-minute rendition of the song Whistle Stop from Disney's Robin Hood.
Come on,
That's
Hey, our young boys.
Yeah.
3 of them a game, and
and
you're
also-
nearly at full time.
What was also really nice, by the way, is that Forest are a storied, historic club, and I'm personally very pleased to see them in the Premier League, in the top flight again. But they did bring out all the, I think as many of the surviving players from '79 as they could. Obviously, Trevor France is no longer with us, and 1 or 2 others aren't. And so it was a really nice moment before the game to have them out to show the kind of symbolism of it. Which is
They were
great.
having a dinner, weren't they?
Were they? Well, they're going to have dinner every night. People have dinner every night.
It's a good point, actually.
Yeah, you
It's a good point.
rarely go without dinner. Marcus never goes without dinner, do you?
I don't think so.
No.
Call me what you want, but don't call me late
Late
for
for
dinner,
dinner.
as they
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
Mike
yeah.
Gatting, that was.
It's basically, they're having dinner, and they just once in a while, or maybe just once, they've thought, let's just have it together this time.
Yeah.
Yes, good point,
And
actually.
I think people should have dinners together more. It's a wonderful way to commune.
So Dyche is building something there, isn't it? Does it feel like he's building something?
Well, they've only lost once since he took over. So building, I think, might be too strong. We've got to wait and see, because he himself said
Fortifying?
Fortifying.
fortifying. Because he himself said we're taking it 1 game at a time. Now he probably would say that, and obviously he'll have a slightly longer term strategy, you would think. But taking him on his word, I think fortifying is a better word to use. He is the first English manager to start a campaign with 3 straight clean sheets since 2012. And who did it in 2012, Pete Donaldson?
Oh.
Your friend of mine. See him down the casino.
Alan Pardew.
Alan
Yeah,
Pardew.
currently in the Just Eat advert.
He is
Down
currently
the
just saying
casino.
advert.
Is it Just Eat? No, it's not Just Eat. Uber Eats, isn't it?
Right.
It's
Is
one
he?
of them.
Is
It's one of
he?
them.
Apologies to our friends at Uber Eats. Yeah.
Is he?
They paid a lot of money for that spot. Ad spot.
They
probably,
have, yeah. But if you can't respect commerce, what can you respect?
exactly.
Is he fully retired now? Will he never darken anyone's doors?
I don't think Alan
again?
Pardew is the kind of guy who ever fully retires.
No.
He'll tip a wink, won't he, if something comes up?
Yeah.
He's always available.
Yeah,
you know?
but in terms of the top 2 leagues in England, I don't think we'd see him back.
But that's our choice. That's the football community's choice, not his choice.
Yes.
A retirement is like I'm stepping back now.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, I see what you mean.
yeah.
I think he's.
It's like you get fired for gross misconduct. I'm not saying he has, but if you got fired for gross misconduct at a job,
Yep.
I don't think you get away on LinkedIn by saying I've retired.
Yeah, no.
What actually happened was I retired.
I get what you're saying. I think that there's still a chance that Jamaica could make the World Cup.
That'd be
despite,
lovely.
And I just think maybe there's 1 or 2 managers looking at that.
I mean, we probably don't have time for this, but very, very quickly, because it's my show as well. I was very surprised to hear Steve McLaren do what he did when there's still a chance.
Yeah, I think
very weird.
It's
Yeah,
it's
really
a small
weird.
chance. I think he thought, you know what, I've.
But you got to stay to the end.
But I think he's fallen on his sword. And I think he's thought I've been a bit disappointing here.
You've got to see it through, though.
Well,
if you're outnumbered in a battle, and you're in charge, people don't want to see their ranking officers quit.
It may well have been a mutual agreement.
Yeah, more mutual on one side than the other.
Quite possibly. But anyway,
I've been through a few of those.
This meeting just got mutual.
Yeah. But can I just also very quickly say,
back to Forest.
that I didn't have my doubts at all that Dyche would be able to set them up to be harder to beat, right? And you could unfairly probably say that, after Postecoglou, that's it's not going to be difficult.
They were
to
easy to beat.
And it's not difficult to make them improve on that side. But I did think to myself at the time, it's a really interesting test of what Dyche is all about now, because they've got so many good attacking players. Actually, they've got good players, and it's a dream job for him. Not just because of his, in my view, exaggerated links to the club, but also because they're on a really low ebb for the quality of player they've got. So he hasn't got to do that much to improve them. And when you've got the players of quality that he's got, particularly against a team like Malmö, who are nowhere near the budget and nowhere near the level with respect to them, you'd expect them to be scoring goals. And he made quite a lot of changes, and they still were able to do well. So I think I don't think it is an exaggeration that he's building something there. I think you can see them slowly and steadily moving up the table. I don't think it's going to be what it was last season, but I think it's going to be way, way better than they are at the moment. They're still down in 16th or something.
You would think he would be able to galvanise a squad, because, again, look at what he did at Burnley, keeping them in the division. And despite them getting relegated back up again. Yeah. So, a lot of credit there.
And Forest have had much more investment of Burnley different players.
And Everton as well, where the points deduction, it was a very, very difficult situation, yet he managed to... he wasn't playing wonderful football, but it was a very tricky situation, and he navigated that well. So, as you say, Luke, coming in to Forest, we mentioned before,
but they couldn't score at Everton. No, that's the point.
Well, that was the problem, and I think even he was saying towards the end, it's like, maybe someone else can sort of come in or whatever. But he's there, and they're going well in European competition, and they're slowly but surely climbing up the league in the Premier League. They've got Brighton on Sunday, which is a tricky task, but we thought that was it last season, and it turned out to be not a tricky task last season.
Brighton are much better at home.
They are.
Yeah, but that
mainly due to the travel, I find most of the time. I don't know why.
Brighton to Nottingham, around the M25 if you're in the car.
Do you fancy another 7-0, Peter?
No, I don't think it'll be quite that. But
well, I mean, if it is, then Dyche will be loving it.
He will be loving it.
Dawson will be wrong.
Yes.
Again, embarrassing.
That will add to him loving it, I imagine.
Have you got a little stamp from a nightclub on your hand, Peter?
No, I just wrote Mark Shirt, your Mark Haynes from Wrestling.
How is Mark Shirt these days? Good?
He's
good lad, yeah.
He's fine, yeah.
Mark Shirt. How's Johnny Trousers? He doing okay?
He's all right, yeah. He's
Sorry
inside.
about that, Marcus. I just thought it might be a nightclub stamp, and it might be a story of Pete's daring do, but sadly
is it the shirt you're currently wearing that you owe him?
No, he won't have the shirt off my back. Yeah, I'm actually going to a funeral. It's fine, not important, but on Monday. But
well done.
But I'm wearing a black shirt, and I was like, I'm going to need this on Monday, aren't I? So I'm going to have to wash this black shirt and then wear it again.
Oh, okay.
And then again for my political meeting in the evening.
Why are you like this?
Try to lighten the mood after the funeral chat.
That's fair.
After me Auntie John.
Coming up after this, Strasbourg fans aren't happy with Todd Bowley's posse.
I beg your pardon.
Music plays a big part in our extended sports sound. The Inverness Cali Thistle manager Duncan Ferguson is in charge of that this evening. Here is his first choice.
Hi, it's Duncan Ferguson here. My first choice is by Johnny Cash, which is Folsom Prison Blues. In the song, the guy shot a man in Reno. I just happened to bump into a guy in Ibrox. So this song always reminds me of that time I spent away.
Welcome back to the Football Ramble, everybody.
Astonishing.
Duncan Ferguson is brilliant, isn't
Amazing,
he?
yeah.
Oh, I love that. Right, Strasbourg 2, Crystal Palace 1. Palace suffered their second loss in the Conference League this season. They're currently 18th in the Conference League. How did they not get at the very least a point in this game? I mean, they missed
two big ones, didn't they?
Yeah, off the bar and off the post. I mean, Adam Wharton, I understand he sort of takes it on the half volley, but the goal is at his mercy, and then was it Sarr in the first half? And even then, Pino had chances as well. I mean, Mike Penders, the Chelsea loanee and goal, had a very interesting game because on one level, made some great saves and, stopped, a couple of one-on-ones and all that. But was playing like René Higuita in the 1990 World Cup against Cameroon specifically, at other times as well. He give him an outfield number.
Well, when you were talking about the Newcastle match on Wednesday's show, you were saying that I was waiting for my 3-hour delayed Ryanair thing that turned up as an Air Malta flight for some reason.
Did you just get on the wrong one?
Classic Ryanair. But I was listening to you talk about that, and you were talking about Nick Pope. He never charges out. It's like he does it every match.
Oh, is he a
Remember when he
charger?
got that handball at Liverpool? Couple of seasons ago, that's kind of his vibe. So maybe this is what he does all the time, and we just don't see enough of him.
So
maybe.
that's the equivalent of us going, what are these Swiss football fans being all feisty and naughty about? It's kind of
that.
The away fans are often quite vocal. So maybe
we can't be across everything, I suppose. But
I should be.
It was a wild performance, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. By the way, and as
more
I say,
of that, please.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I mean, Chelsea, get him back.
Get him back.
I like that he's called Mike Penders.
I do.
Sounds like he would be in a kind of US detective show, maybe.
Yeah, it's a
I like
detective name.
And when I say I like this bit, I'm, for the record, being sarcastic. I like how many Chelsea players is playing at Strasbourg as part of the multi-club model.
Do you like it?
Well,
Do you like it, or is it a problem?
I think it's bullshit.
And a number of the Strasbourg ultras don't like it, do they? They were complaining. Earlier in the season, some Strasbourg fans staged a 90-minute silent protest against Blue Co, Chelsea's owners, and volunteer actors from a local theatre company wearing Strasbourg shirts were then drafted in to fill the stands and sing and play drums.
Which is proper like supervillain stuff.
But I think that shows you, because other football clubs, that would just kind of happen, and you wouldn't think of doing that, or you just have empty seats, and you'd go, you'd try and sort of style it out, whatever. The fact is that they did that is just absolutely incredible. Blueco insisted that they did not pay for them or have the idea to do it. They did it all on their own backs.
On their own.
They all just suddenly thought, you know what, guys, we need a team bonding trip.
They just thought, what that multinational corporation needs is a bunch of volunteer actors getting down there and supporting the club for them randomly, inexplicably on just one game when there happens to be, Marcus, a silent protest happening.
Yeah,
exactly.
But as I say, as in that story, some of the Strasbourg fans were very pissed off about this. And then, what's his name, the president, Keller, said, he was like, no, they think we're a feeder club. And his words were, I don't think that we are.
Yeah,
you don't think you need to be clear on that. And then he said, it's more like
a nibbling association.
His actual words were, no, it's more like we're like the little brother.
Right. Yeah, great.
And it's like, that's
nice.
really going to appease everybody, you
that's
absolute moron.
Yeah,
he said, in England, sometimes you use the term sister company. I was like, it's still. You've basically mapped it out to us.
I also just don't like, I know Ben Chilwell, for example, has signed permanently for Strasbourg.
Well, he's benefited.
Yeah, he has. but he's signed permanently,
All right, I'm back in.
No, but the problem is, you don't want to see a European game where... Yeah, you see, you say you're a Crystal Palace fan. You are excited for them to play their first ever campaign in Europe as a club, and all of a sudden you are playing essentially a glorified second Chelsea second.
It's like Real B and stuff, isn't it? It's like Barcelona B in the lower leagues.
I don't think we've got to the stage, because I know that I think Chelsea have got 3 players on loan at Strasbourg, of which some play, some don't, whatever. It just feels a bit like an undermining of how the football should actually work.
Well, also as well, when those players start to perform well, Chelsea will come along and say, "Oh well, we'll take him for a bit." And
Daddy's hungry.
Yeah, maybe we'll loan him back.
But it also,
and then there's a sudden sort of state of flux about certain players.
Yeah, and then there's also, it's a slightly different situation, but it's nevertheless, I think, as corrosive. If you look at, say, if you support a team in, say, League 2 or League 1, I can remember supporting Portsmouth several seasons. Like at the end of each season, the squad almost gets like decimated because you've got so many players on loan from Premier League clubs. Yeah. And they just go at the end of each season. You've got to restart again. But the problem is, league clubs have got so little money generally. Yeah, there's no way you can't just buy players because you haven't got any money.
Yeah, the loaning thing's interesting. I mean, look, and I appreciate again that quite clearly if a player is going to play out of their skin at Strasbourg, they're going to get picked up elsewhere. But that's a more sort of cut and dry situation, whereas this is... It's all that sort of the vague greyness of it all, which I think rubs fans up the wrong way. But look, Strasbourg got themselves a victory. It seemed unlikely when Palace were 1-0 up and getting chance after chance. So this is the kind of game where Palace are going to learn from this, because Strasbourg, one of the better sides in the competition, you would say. It's away from home. It was quite a raucous atmosphere, etc., etc. Though, as I say, this is a learning curve for a group of players who are not that familiar with this sort of territory.
Yeah, Strasbourg are one of the better teams in France, right? They're fifth in Ligue 1 at the moment.
Yeah, and they're second in the Europa Conference League table. But Palace, I mean, look, the 6 points. I mean, that home loss against Larnaca was a huge surprise.
Yeah,
really. And again, that was a game that they should have put away. So they've got 2 wins out of 4. I mean, it should really be at least 3, and that's maybe being generous. 4 wins out of 4.
And it's weird because Glasgow's got such good experience in Europe.
He does. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I think Palace fans this morning will be thinking, what on earth were we doing? Why were we fighting each other? And why did we not win that game? I should say it was only a very, very small group of Palace fans. And so
it's not going to be all of them, is it?
That would be quite impressive on a level.
I think
on
it would
an
be
unhelpful
more,
level.
More impressive.
Yeah.
Every single fan had a fight.
Yeah, in an old-fashioned...
Just kind of like...
In an old-fashioned battle scene, right, we found a bit of wasteland and we were going to charge each other.
I mean, they did used to do that, didn't they? Like a lot of
maybe they still do. We don't hear about it. But we want to... If you're in we want to hear about it again.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Yeah. Don't do that.
We could become a proper naughty football channel, couldn't we?
Violent.
Tottenham old thugs.
The way you just said that makes me think we couldn't.
Oh, I'm here with some proper naughty boys.
Yeah.
Wait, tell us about the naughtiest thing you've done.
Did you see Patrick Vieira join Crystal Palace fans in the pub before?
Is that why there was a fight?
Maybe. Because Roy Keane was at the other end.
Yeah.
Do you think that is he kind of thinking that Glasgow might be snapped up at some point, and
he's not going.
He's trying
there.
to sort.
He's not going back to Palace.
All right, fine. All right,
or
fine.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. Well, look, Palace have got Manchester United on Sunday.
And a lot of the players will be well rested because Glasner seems to think he can just sort of sleepwalk through this round of the European fixtures.
So, is that right?
So he'll be back. They'll be back firing on all cylinders. I think they'll win this one.
Okay. Well, that you've written off Manchester United.
I have completely.
Which used to be easier than...
No, you see him against Everton, though.
Yeah,
I feel very comfortable writing them off still.
They were back to our favourite version of themselves.
Yeah.
We don't even have Wayne Rooney hosing down 9 a.m. pasta for a 12 o'clock kickoff. So
True.
Anymore.
You've got to feel for the players when they're playing at 12. They are going to have to eat a very unpleasant breakfast.
Yeah.
Why not? Surely, though, if you're trying to carb up and stuff, porridge, bananas.
Don't they need more than that, though?
Shredded wheat as well, then.
A lot of them have to take the 15 asthma inhalers as well.
Alan Shearer always used to eat chicken breast and beans, didn't he? That was his big thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That man is very
He used
vanilla,
to, apparently that was his thing.
It's not that bad, is it?
That's quite
fine.
vanilla. Chicken and beans.
You know he's not having any spices on his chicken,
No, he's not even putting a bit of HP sauce in those beans.
Plain pasta and chicken is way more exciting.
It's not great either way, though, is it?
Donaldson's...
but it's a very functional...
Donaldson's pre-exercise meals are a disgrace. That's absolutely clear.
What's wrong with last night's curry, Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you do it 5 minutes before kickoff.
I've said it a lot, but I'm going to say it again because it's contextual. A massive, large steak tartare, which you then yacked up on the sidelines when I played with you once.
Come on.
I got hit in the head because Andy Brassell's too good at football.
Yeah.
No, because he's not good. His aim was off.
Yeah.
Because
you were a sub. You were a sub.
Yeah.
Anyway, Manchester United go to Crystal Palace. And what about this? Matthias Cunha was supposed to do a Christmas light switch on in Altrincham last Saturday, but he pulled out the last minute.
Do players keep doing this, or is this the same story that I read before?
I don't know.
Is it because this is poor by them?
I don't know that we don't know the reasons. So if there are good reasons for it, fine. But until we find out those good reasons, it's poor.
Yeah.
I just remember, was it last year? It might have been, last year, Crystal Palace absolutely thumped Man United at Selhurst Park.
Did they?
They beat them 4-0 in, it would have been the season before last. So I don't think it's outrageous to say what Pete said about Man United struggling.
No. I mean, the Everton game was really poor.
Yeah.
But, Manchester United do have that in their locker.
Absolutely.
However, I mean, again, they are still in the top half of the table.
Well, great.
10th.
Great.
But that's the funny thing, the nature of this season. I mean, we just spoke about Aston Villa, a resurgent Aston Villa, and rightly so. They're 3 points off Villa, who are in fourth.
Yeah, but we keep saying this. I don't understand why all of a sudden, not just our show, but everyone starts talking about the league table like it's somehow interesting in November. It doesn't matter.
But we're very close to December, Luke.
No, but it's the teams are very close together,
right.
Quite simply because there's not been that many games yet.
Okay.
So it's fine. Talk to me about it in April.
Right.
And if that's still the case in April, I'll be very surprised.
So Wolves can relax with just 2 points from 12 games.
I think part of it is they probably should relax and not worry about it at that particular element of it, because it's a long way to go.
Right.
But if you start thinking to yourself all the time that, oh yeah, we're in the relegation, we're rock bottom. I mean, it is November. Let's just not forget about that as well.
Well, I'm fine, but people are switching the Christmas lights on.
That is true. Well, they're not, apparently.
They're
Apparently
not. Matthias Cunha's not doing
Matthias
it.
Cunha's not. He was supposed to do it with Sam Aston, who plays Chesney in Coronation Street.
I feel sorry for Sam Aston.
I do too.
Slash
do.
It's a
Chesney.
big moment for Matthias Cunha.
It is.
By far the country's biggest and most long-running soap. And he should be respectful of that.
I know it's been quite Pete heavy this show, but I mean, it is the Alex Zane Highbury Holloway Road Christmas Lights where I had to do it because he couldn't make it.
Yeah, why couldn't he make it?
He had prior engagements.
Hangover.
Which were?
No, he had to be in Wales.
Oh, he had to be in Wales.
Why was he turning on the Wales Christmas?
He was turning on.
What year was this, by the way?
2007.
Yeah.
So when you turn it, so you turn up.
So I turned up. It was supposed to be Alex Zane and Cheeky Pete. They put me on a Christmas bauble on the poster, and then I came and did it. It's
Did you
a
get
classic
booed?
Ramble story? Yes, I did actually, because
Yeah, of course he did.
I said Christmas is a time for disappointment.
I mean,
I'm here.
you got to be. Listen, you got to be.
I was
You're
Sam
moving
Aston
on
here.
too
I'm not
quickly
moving
from
on.
this.
I was Sam Aston here. We've heard the story before on the show, but I am Sam Aston in this pub.
But we get
in
new
this
listeners all
sorry
the time,
piece.
So
we have
when
to
you
keep
turn it
relying.
on, how do you do it? Is it like? Did
Well,
you
I'll
put
tell
a
you what,
plug in, or is it
the,
like
the local councillor who was down the street with the actual button came up and turned them on, and then came up and slated me by saying I didn't want to turn on the lights properly. I wasn't misinformed about how the lights were supposed to be turned on. It was a terrible night for
This
me.
couldn't have gone worse.
Yeah,
And you were drinking heavily, weren't you?
not at that point. No.
on the job?
But I want to make it clear that the drop-off, and I mean this with love and respect to a
Right.
long-time colleague and friend, but the drop-off to a 2007 Alex Zane to Pete Donaldson is
At
massive.
least I was a Holloway resident.
Is that,
He's
but
up
people
on the
don't
hill on
care about that.
Highgate.
They just want to see a famous face.
I know. It was
He's
disappointing.
doing, at this point, Zane's doing probably Rude Tube on Channel 4.
Yeah.
He's apparently, I've got his Wikipedia page up in front of me, he's had small acting roles in Dawn of the Dead and Juice Bigelow, European Gigolo.
Pete's not even on the Ramble at this point.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Pete's not known for anything, really.
No.
You know,
Absolutely anonymous.
so I think the drop of people will have a right to be disappointed.
So
They have,
are you finally going to apologise to the people?
Of Holloway Road.
Well, look, if Sam Aston and Chesney slash Chesney from Coronation Street apologise, I'll apologise too.
Well, I should say
For other people's bad admin.
In July of 2007, Alex Zane is doing a big presenting role with Alexa Chung, who's probably dating Alex Turner at the time from Arctic Monkeys.
The unlovable Popwell second
Absolutely.
series.
If I'd taken my family up to see that Holloway Road,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing that guy,
you're not taking your family to see Zane.
probably not. No.
So-
Probably not.
You go
no.
too
You think
far.
the band The Holloways would have turned off?
Yeah,
That'd have been
But they
nice.
that'd have been better. That'd have been
I
better.
think the reasons, the stuff you're saying that he was doing at the time, that's why he wasn't there to do this.
Of course, but Donaldson's not only turned up and played understudy,
Yeah.
he's executed it in a very poor fashion. it's poor behaviour all round.
I had to go back to my little bed
Because
set in Holloway.
But if people had left, going away from that, going, okay, Donaldson,
Yep.
it's not who I wanted,
No.
but his technique was fantastic.
Well, it's not what I wanted because I didn't know he existed.
But he's applied himself and he's done it well.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be as bad.
That's the thing, Pete. I think people could have said,
I've
all
come
right,
there
fair
to
play.
see the lights
Yeah.
go on. They've gone on.
And
The
Able
little
deputy.
lad's done his best there.
Right.
All right?
he could barely reach the switch, but he's done all right.
He's brought his own plunger. He's got the wrong end of the stick.
Who was England's top scorer going into World Cup '66? That's all I'm saying.
There we are.
Who
All
was
right.
it?
It's
Greaves.
Greavesy, wasn't it?
Yeah, didn't get picked, did he?
Yeah.
No.
Or did he turn the lights
So you
on?
call yourself the Jeff Hurst of the Holloway Road Christmas
Yeah,
lights now, are you?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's all over.
Wonderful. Well, I should say Visit Altrincham announced the news by saying, unfortunately, Matthias has had an accident in training today, will not be able to attend due to medical reasons.
Shat his pants. That does sound like he shat his pants.
Straight away, I'm thinking, what's the accident? Tell us
What's
what
the
it is. We deserve to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Apparently, he could be back in the squad this Sunday.
Of course
though.
he will.
Yeah, of
He'll
course
play.
he will.
He'll play.
I tell you what, though, if I was connected to Visit Altrincham in any sense,
Yeah.
in any way, I'd be like, we've got to get tickets to that game, and we will boo that.
Turn off
bastard.
the lights.
Imagine if he scored and he pulled out some Christmas lights out of his shorts.
Yeah.
Held them up.
I'd held them up and going,
Mocked-
ha.
mocked
I
the
think-
good
I-
people of
I
Altrincham.
I
wasn't
think
ill.
it would be really, really disrespectful, and I don't think
would.
we should laugh about it. So there we are. That's Palace versus Manchester
Salty.
United. Everton versus Newcastle is on Saturday at 5:30. Peter,
I think this is going to be a good one.
is there going to be any fisticuffs?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, oh yeah, of course. I forgot about yes.
Both teams have got a form.
Yeah.
Newcastle's a bit further away. Idrissa Gueye and Michael Keane did pretend to have a boxing match on social media to put their differences to rest after they scrapped on the pitch on Monday. Tino Barry was the referee.
Was it better than the Souness Bowyer Dyer
No,
handshake?
because that was great stuff.
That was great.
The great stuff about that was that Souness did basically most of. Do you remember outside the training ground, or do you mean the press conference? Because the
It was outside the training ground.
Both of them were good.
The training ground was brilliant because Souness basically does all the talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like Souness is reveling in it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
enjoying
exactly.
it.
Of course he is.
But he's not going, right, listen, the right thing to do here is to go out and apologise. We've got to get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like a trip to the dentist, just get it done.
Yeah.
Souness is like, this is my time to shine.
Damn right.
I'm getting out
you
there.
know what he
right
said?
now.
You know what he said when he saw two of his own players scrapping? He said, "We've got a game back." He was furious on one level, but absolutely delighted on another.
But I thought that the Idrissa Gueye, Michael Keane pretend to have a boxing match on social media.
What else are they going to do?
But it's very poorly done.
It was, they should have had what they should have done is they should have had an actual round of boxing where someone could have got punched properly.
I think they didn't even commit to it.
Yeah.
It didn't go on for more than about 5 seconds.
Well, they only had one pair of gloves. That's the
you
problem.
get
isn't
one
it?
glove each. That's poor.
Yeah, take the gloves off and properly do it.
We had to react to that game on Tuesday, so we didn't have an awful lot of time to kind of get involved with the history of teammates fighting with each other. But what I would say is that the Bruce Grobbler Steve McManaman one was much worse than that. And no one got. It wasn't even a stoppage.
Do you think then that I know you gave your views on Tuesday, but I mean, I do kind of think you should basically, within the realms of the law and good practice, do whatever you want to your own teammates.
Well, that's what you said on the WhatsApp in defence of me saying that it was fine.
Yeah.
But,
No, I feel like I said on Tuesday, I don't feel like Manchester United should have. I mean, they didn't benefit because they were fucking awful, but they shouldn't benefit from that.
Yeah.
There should be something going on where. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could argue that the team has shown such ill discipline that maybe the other team should benefit from it. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, it's an open shut case. You can't just start throwing elbows and slaps everywhere.
Well, look, in better news, David Moyes didn't ask me anything on Reddit.
That was good.
yes,
I quite liked reading through this.
I mean,
Some people were
up to
suggesting
a
it was
point,
AI.
There was a lot of very AI stuff. I feel like
I don't know.
Moyes was telling the person who was typing what to say, and he was just chucking it into ChatGPT. And so, can you just make this sound like more of an answer rather than no?
But the ChatGPT
Yes.
thing's really interesting because some of the answers that were given as potential examples of him answering with ChatGPT, what I found really interesting was if I read it just straight, I thought, okay, yeah, I can see what you mean by that. If I then read it imagining David Moyes' accent,
Yeah.
it actually seemed authentic to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's his thoughts on like when
Great question.
His time, no, but his thoughts on his time at like Real Sociedad, the way he's talking about, I loved San Sebastian. It was like a working holiday almost. It was great, and
I think it's a mix and a blend.
best food by far, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
I think there's
Also, there was a revelation where he
Visit
said,
San Sebastian.
big time. Vish went there recently. He shows you the
How good it
the
is.
the
classy
influence
and
that Moyes
culture.
has got.
Indeed, but he said, and this really surprised me, that some people call him Dave.
I thought he'd be much more like harsh about people calling him Davey.
Yes,
than he
I
seemed to
did.
be.
I
He
was
didn't
really
seem to care.
I was really surprised.
And in Scotland, Davey would be more common though.
Davey.
I don't know, Davey.
Maybe a bit.
Maybe.
Scottish producer Rory is nodding.
He had a little
bit.
nod there.
Yeah, I thought he'd be one of those people who's noticed David.
Yeah, I would- I
like
did as
David
well.
Cartledge.
Yes, or
Fam-
David Beckham.
Famously, David Cartledge famously very, very strict on his being called David.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He is. He
Okay,
likes to be
fair.
David.
I thought you were trying to.
No, he does. And David Beckham's another good example.
Yeah, very true.
But we call him Becks anyway.
Sexy
Matter.
baby.
We call him Golden Balls, don't we? His friends
well,
call him Golden
His
Balls.
wife does. Yeah.
Where did Golden Balls even come from?
His wife.
I don't know.
Oh, right, okay, right. Fine. Taking the piss out of him.
He's
Yeah,
to see the
Victoria.
doctor.
Yeah,
Vicky B said it.
yeah.
See the doctor.
Do you fancy Newcastle to win though, Peter?
Well, they need to show something more than they did at the week, but they just can't score on the road, or if they score early, they just can't seem to stay in the game.
Can I put a theory as to why they won't win? So they bullied Man City.
Yes.
I think Man City are a team that can be bullied. That's their shortcoming.
Yeah.
I don't think Everton can be bullied. I think Everton will stand up to it.
They'll bully themselves.
Newcastle got bullied a little bit against
Marseille, did
yeah.
they? Okay.
They were certainly
So-
very pressed.
I think Everton might be okay here.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Well, let's hope they don't fight among themselves. Right, coming up after this, we've got a top of the table clash in the Premier League. Chelsea host Arsenal on Sunday at 4:30. It's the big one. First versus second in the Prem. Arsenal could go at least 7 points clear at the top with a win. A win, though, for Chelsea would bring it back to 3 points. Luke Moore.
You've been a league table doubter thus far on the show.
I have.
But
You have been doubting this league table, but there is no doubt about it.
Well,
Especially after that win against Bayern. Arsenal are the team to beat in England,
Sure.
the team to beat in Europe.
Probably. I think you can kind of glean some information from the table, and that is that Arsenal are the best team in the league, and the Wolves are the worst team in the league.
But that's all the gleaning you're going to be
That's the
doing.
Well, I don't know.
glean.
Would you feel confident? I mean, it's a genuine question. Would you guys feel confident saying that you think definitively Chelsea are the second best team in the country?
I think second place is up for grabs.
a
because
little
I'm
bit, a
very
little bit by
confident.
default more than anything else, though, you would say.
Well, possibly. I think, look, I'm very happy to give my views on Manchester City again, but I'm not that convinced. Aston Villa in 4th. I think that's maybe about, Palace 5th, Brighton 6th, Sunderland 7th, Bournemouth 8th. That's those positions, maybe other than Villa, you're a bit surprised that some of the teams are in there. We are expecting more from Liverpool at some point. We're expecting more from Newcastle down in 14th.
I think we've got a right to expect more from Liverpool at this point.
I think so. I think so.
You've got a right to expect more from Newcastle as well.
Yeah, right. So
money spent.
you've got those two. Spurs in 9th, we'll see. So in that, again, in the top half, other than Man City and Arsenal, Chelsea got the best squad. So they're either the second or third best team, I would say, in the country. Certainly right now. Obviously the league position would say that. But they've got a chance, Chelsea, to do something. And if they can get a result here, which is not beyond the stretch of one's imagination, I think Arsenal are the best side. But if they win, all this kind of... I think Chelsea fans are very, very understandably very slow or very reluctant to commit to any kind of title talk. But if they win that game, you've got to start looking in that direction.
But do you know how many times Chelsea have beaten Arsenal in the last 12 games?
It's not like it used to be.
1, I think.
Yeah. You think about in the days of Drogba and so on. It used to be Chelsea, no matter what Arsenal were doing and no matter what Chelsea were doing, and it tended to be Chelsea were the better side, obviously, they would always just outmuscle Arsenal, wouldn't they?
Right.
Yeah.
Arsenal
I remember
could
that game about 10 or so years ago where they beat them 6-0 at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. Like Arsenal could apply themselves well; they could be going well, and then Chelsea would just go, "All right, I've had enough of this," and just outmuscle them, and boom. It's now the other way around. In some regard, Arsenal are clearly the better side.
Certainly
and
a dead ball. Like you imagine they'll sort of get something there.
Yeah, I tell you what, you're echoing the thoughts of Joshua Kimmich there of Bayern Munich.
Not for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, similar men on and off the field, I would say. He was saying Arsenal rely on set pieces, although didn't
It's part of the game, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joshua?
Indeed, if you took away corner kicks, then Arsenal was finding some way to do
Arsenal
them.
scored 4 open play goals against Spurs, didn't they?
Against Spurs, they did.
Yeah.
And they scored a couple against Bayern as well. So one in the eye for old Joshy there.
If I was Arsenal fan about all this chat, I'd be delighted because
Why
it's
do you
just
care?
straw clutching.
Desperate,
It's just
innit? Yeah.
straw clutching.
One thing that is...
I'd have played the can back down the phone at Kimmich when he said that.
Well, do you know what he said on Kimmich? It was a bit of sour grapes. He said, I think PSG was our toughest opponent, especially the way they play football. Arsenal is completely different. You beat PSG and then you were soundly beaten by Arsenal. They love to play the long balls against PSG. It's more of a game of football. Today it was not so much about football, it was about game management. It's such a sour grapes thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But going for the purest thing. But you're right, Luke, when you say if you're Arsenal, you'd be absolutely loving this. Why do people act like set plays are not a part of the game?
Yeah.
And if that was Arsenal's only way of scoring, and then that dried up, if everyone was defending them really well and repelling Arsenal corner kicks, and Arsenal fans were going, all we're doing is relying on that.
Yeah.
We can't score from over. But that's not what's going on. They battered Bayern, especially in that second half. Battered maybe slightly too strong a point. They've beaten one of the best sides in Europe, no doubt about that. They put Spurs to the sword in the derby. It's a
tough assignment for Chelsea.
Yeah,
this.
totally,
I think they have been good. That reversal at home to Sunderland aside, they've been really good actually. Like they've won almost every other game in recent months. So it will be a good game. I guess the fear is that if Arsenal go there and just steamroller them, then it's starting to look a bit like it did with Liverpool last season. It's starting to look a bit like it's a procession. It's a long way to go, as I've already said today, but they are clearly, you can tell by the stats, by the eye test, by everything really, that Arsenal are the best team in the league at the moment. And the only sort of asterisk over it is whether they can sustain it for a whole season. I think the biggest, beating Bayern is massive for them, given their history of Bayern. They come up against Bayern in a tricky way in not that long ago.
But it shows you where they are.
Yeah, but also I think that losing Gabriel against Spurs, there would be some Arsenal fans who'd be a bit like, oh God, what bad luck. Typical Spurs are going to come and fucking do something, and it's going to be a nightmare. I mean, it wasn't like that. They were so much better, and part of that's down to Spurs, of course. I'd be really interested to see how Chelsea set up, because the way Spurs set up was all wrong. Chelsea are better than Spurs, but they also have their limitations. They also have a bit of an issue, I think, with who their best team is. They also have a little bit of an issue with decisions as well. They've had quite a lot of red cards, for example. Like they are capable of like a self-immolation, Chelsea. I would also play, I've said this for a few weeks now, I feel like he should be playing Esteval more. I feel like
he's getting away under pressure to do that.
The reason I'm saying that is because I know Chelsea have got good options in kind of wide forward areas, and Neto, for example, is picked up and is starting to make a big contribution now. But I sometimes feel like in football, a big game like this, Sunday tea time on the telly, everyone's going to be watching it, first versus second. Bit of X factor in there from a young kid who's not going to be nervous because he's so young and he's buzzing at the moment, and he's capable of such amazing things. I just think it's a big if. You're at home. The fans will be delighted to see Esteval start if he starts. He gets in there early and starts really asking questions of Arsenal. It can be a different type of game. And I wonder whether Maresca will have the bravery to do that. I think he might just be a bit more systemic about it. Esteval's going to go to the very top. He's going to be a world-beating player. I mean, and so I think after the way he played against Barcelona, I think he deserves to start. And I think it can give Arsenal something to think about. And at the moment, the only thing you can really say about Arsenal is not enough teams are giving them something to think about, and I know it's easier said than done, but Chelsea do have the players who have the ability to do that, and I'd like to see it happen.
And it's a really interesting few games for Arsenal, because again, you got the derby. Now, I wasn't worried at all for Arsenal in that derby, as it showed to be, but it's still a derby game, and you've still got, and Spurs have been good on the roads, by and large this season. Whatever one may think
all
of
the
that.
roads.
All the roads. Well, not all the roads.
Right.
Specifically not the Holloway Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again.
Whoever's turning on the lights.
Yeah.
But
they would fuck up the lights being turned on as badly as you did, Pete.
So they did that. Then Bayern, great victory, and now away to Chelsea, who are second in the league. It's going to be great, and I'm really interested to see the matchups between the wingers and the fullbacks. Because you mentioned Esteval there.
Yeah.
Because that is...
Would you like to see him play as well?
I'd love to see him play.
Do you think Maresca will pick him?
I think that he should. It depends how Esteval is. If he's... I can't imagine... I know it was against Barcelona, but I mean, they really... they played with such aplomb. It wasn't a particularly strenuous game for them in a kind of a back and forth kind of sense. And it was at home. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't go with Esteval with the confidence he's playing with, and because this would be such a big result if Chelsea can get something here. I think Neto can play on either side.
Yeah, he played almost like a false nine against Barcelona, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so I wonder if he'll go for that. Actually, a similar setup. I think Garnacho's done okay since he's gone in there. I think he could look quite lovely. I know he came off, so he may well do that. But it depends. Who are Arsenal going to go at left back? Possibly Calafiori, maybe, to deal with Esteval, you'd think. But there's some interesting matchups as well.
He will play Calafiori, for sure.
Yeah, who is going to be up against Marc Cucurella? It's going to be Bukayo Saka. Robert Sanchez said with regard to Lamine Yamal against Barcelona, Cucurella has him in the bag.
Yeah.
Everyone is great until they come to the Premier League.
And get in the bag.
Yeah.
People shouldn't be confused between the fact that Cucurella seems like a complete prick and the fact that he's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's brilliant. I mean, he's a brilliant player.
Do you think he's a prick?
I think so, yeah.
Why is that? Don't have time for that, do we?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
It's the hair.
Yeah.
It's not just the hair.
It's because he's got curly hair like you, and if you grew your hair, that's what it would look like if it went really long.
It's because he was played his part in Spain beating England in the Euros final.
And then
That as well.
Then sang a shitty song. Jim's really good on why Cucurella's an arsehole.
Right, okay.
If it makes
nice.
time he's back on, ask him.
Fair.
Okay,
Fair. Did you see Chelsea's plans to build a new stadium at Earls Court have ended? In the Earls Court area in London. They tried to get Battersea Power Station in London as well.
They did, yeah.
It would look like the new Birmingham one with the big with the big
Birmingham
chimneys
City.
there.
Yeah,
I'm well surprised to hear that it's really difficult to build a massive thing.
I know, right?
But Birmingham City, though, you're right, Peter. They've got a new stadium plan out. The initial design features 12 chimneys as a part of the stadium.
I quite like it. Is that controversial? So I quite like it.
I love it.
I know nothing about architecture.
Absolutely love it.
Is this one of those things that it's good for us, but it might not be good for the Birmingham City fans if they turn up and it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, unless if one of the chimneys, if it's not been sort of erected properly, if they've not had Fred Dibner in to have a look at it.
I mean, I quite like it as well. Looking at it now, it's 62,000 seater with the 12 chimneys.
Optimistic.
It does.
What? The way you said that is like each chimney's a seat as well.
Yeah.
it would only be 61,000.
Try ripping them out, young boys.
Yeah.
Maybe. It does seem unnecessary.
Can I be cynical?
Right.
I just say that back under the
Someone's bought 12 chimneys and need to get rid of.
no, I wasn't going to go down that road. But it's actually even more cynical. When Portsmouth under Milan Mandaric would have a particularly difficult time or things weren't going as well,
He'd erect a chimney.
They'd get the architect.
it felt quite like they'd hire architects quite a lot. They'd be like,
okay.
I know you guys need a new stadium. I've thought about doing this. One of them was like a massive one that floated in Portsmouth Harbour. And people were like, this will be brilliant.
Nice.
It's like, it contains technology that doesn't yet exist, I think. So I think maybe it's a bit of a distraction technique.
We
Could
bought
be.
that North Korean ferry hotel.
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
converted it into a stadium.
But Chelsea have been after it. I mean, the saga of Chelsea wanting a new stadium
Yeah,
is
it's
as
been a
old
long
as
time.
time.
Yes,
It's a tale
it is.
as old as time.
Yep.
It's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It is, really is.
do it
tale as old as time.
underground. People are happy underground.
There we go. Is that a War of the Worlds reference?
No, it's a that band did the song Underground.
Going underground.
No,
The Jam?
not the Jam.
This is one of your worst anecdotes.
Indie boy with a keyboard. Ben Folds 5.
Oh, okay.
People are happy underground.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah. I know the song.
Underground.
I know the song. Is it? But was he referencing War of the Worlds?
He was referencing the Chelsea possibilities of building a stadium underground.
So what part of London would you build it under?
The main part. Underneath the stadium they've got now.
I think I'm.
They already own that land.
Peter.
But you can have a little bit more if you go underground.
I think I'm winning the battle of who could care less.
Yes.
Nice little reference.
do you like
that?
Yeah,
Nice.
very good. Yeah.
Now then, everybody.
That's what we do on this show. If someone makes a really good reference, we don't just let the listeners enjoy it. We go, no, we like that. That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of
Doesn't
people.
happen often enough.
Start a
lot
post
of-
on the Discord.
It was
Did
my-
we like this,
there-
guys?
Yeah.
Let's
Fun
move
of
on. Little chat for the upcoming My Biddy Aunt episode this afternoon. It's that guy. He's got the belt. It's his only belt, but it's still a belt. It's Luke Aaron Moore, the champ, and he faces Pete Donaldson.
It's the
you gonna do
second.
your little My Biddy Aunt catchphrase?
Biddy, biddy, biddy.
Yeah.
I hope you're ready.
is it
I've
caught
got my
on?
own. I've got my own catchphrase.
So you've come the
My Austin
closest.
316.
You've come to
Biddy, biddy, biddy.
You've come the closest to beating me of anyone recently on My Biddy Aunt. You went 2-0 up against me and I won 3-2.
That was the Parker incident, though, wasn't it? I suppose
It was. It felt like, if I may be so bold, and Marcus will take issue with this, but I'm going to go for it anyway. It felt a bit like, Man City have been drawn against a non-league side in the third
The
round
mind
of the FA
games
Cup.
are already starting.
Right.
Peter.
Yeah,
Mind
yeah,
games.
yeah. Try and get
Mind
me head.
games.
Try and
Mind
get me
games.
head.
Yeah. So when you play My Biddy Aunt, it's like
One of them.
the cameras
What,
come to
you want me
town
slap?
because you're playing me, and they ask you what your proper job is.
Peter, I speak on behalf of everybody connected to this podcast, but we want you to win.
Well, look, it'll be a clean game because Marcus he knows his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could make it a little bit dirty in your favour.
Oh, could he?
But we'll see.
I'll
Won't
be
we?
very
like
interested.
that.
I'll be very interested to see how the game's refereed later. Put it that way.
Well, of course, My Biddy Aunt will be available to listen to later today. Make sure to subscribe to the Football Ramble in your podcast app so that you never miss an episode.